Hi, welcome back to my cup of tea no sugar.
Hello.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Alex.
Sadie.
Erin.
And Kat.
Again, we are joined by Alex from Tea No Sugar React.
Hello, hello.
Link to her channel in the description.
Thank you, thank you. I'm terrible at this, guys.
I'm kind of expecting a royal wave. Just hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello
That's
to
me.
my
Hello,
fans.
hello.
You're so welcome for me being here.
It's because I'm so used to being by myself. It's
Because you just said, "Oh, I'm so terrible." You think we're good at this? This is a hot mess. Like, the editing is a blessing.
yeah, it's
So-
a good hot mess.
And in fairness, I think that's why a lot of people come to the channel. They're like, "These bitches are crazy. Let's watch more of this." It's okay. I can relate.
I
It's
relate to
fine.
these girls.
Yeah.
So, you are going to show us something.
Yeah.
Drum roll, someone.
So obviously I watch these girls. This is how I found their channel, and I thought, well, if I'm coming up, I wanted to recommend something for us to watch together. So obviously, if you've seen my videos, you'll know that I've watched this and I've watched both versions. So today we're going to be checking out Wolfgang, everybody, which obviously you guys should be aware is what Stray Kids performed on Kingdom, and then they did it as a kind of new release after Kingdom finished. So we're going to watch the Kingdom performance, and then we're going to watch the comeback show, which has Hyunjin in it because he was sadly missing from Kingdom, but we won't go down that road. So yeah, we're going to watch both versions.
They write this on Kingdom?
They wrote it for specifically
Okay.
for Kingdom. Yes, they did, and they took great inspiration from. You're going to have to cut this bit out because I've forgotten his name.
That's all right.
Beethoven?
Beethoven. Yeah, there we go. You don't have to cut that out. I'm just an idiot. But they
What's
take
his
great.
name? Ludwig.
Yeah.
Ludwig Wolfgang was his name.
Yeah,
I think, was it?
Wolfgang, yeah.
This
So
is
they
his name.
took-
Beethoven.
So yeah, basically Jeff Chan took a lot of inspiration from that, which you'll see from the performance.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm very excited. And I think you guys will really enjoy them both. So yeah.
So I have seen like images or like small TikTok clips from this.
Probably it just seen that incrementally seen the chart performance.
No, it's only one part. One part.
Yeah.
You'll know what part it is.
Yeah, and the one part is so I watched this live, the actual Kingdom performance, and on my reaction to that bit is the most watched bit on my video, and it's because I'm an idiot and I make a fool of myself, but you know, you guys will understand.
Can I just say, Beethoven is not Wolfgang, it's Mozart, so maybe you do want to cut that out.
Oh, thanks for actually clearing.
And this is why everyone needs a fact check fairy.
We are so like cultured.
Yeah,
We wanted to know if you knew.
It's a test. Did you pass? Put it in the comments.
I failed.
I knew one of those composer dudes was called Wolfgang. That's
Yeah.
all that knows.
Yeah.
Our intelligence is contagious.
We got smarts.
So yeah, please remember to like the video, comment down below, like I said, if you passed the test. If you didn't, shame on you. We totally knew all this stuff.
We're scholars, guys.
Yeah.
We're scholars.
And yeah, remember to subscribe to the channel and to subscribe to Alex's channel.
Thank you.
Stray Kids, and you're doing 17 and we're doing 17.
Yeah, I'm doing a hyphen. There's lots going on.
We're going to
Yeah.
get to that.
Yeah, you are going to get to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So they've just been told they've won.
No, this is their
to
performance
cast-
on the last
yeah,
show.
and
Oh,
remember
okay.
it's completely live, guys. This is what I meant at the beginning when I was
Yeah.
trying to. Amadeus, what was that?
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Oh,
I was close.
We were close.
Very cool visuals.
Also, I'd just like to add the fact that this song was written for a show. It is really good.
I thought all of them were.
No,
Like,
they were.
everything they did for
Every-
Kingdom
yeah.
was so good. All the
Yeah.
groups.
Mhm. Chill, just fine, it's fine. I'm fine. The alpha in him.
Yeah.
I'll see you, Felix. She's so good.
mean leather?
Yeah, just
trousers?
leather. Yeah, leather gloves.
Ooh.
Oh,
There he is. Watch how he grabs his head. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You love it when they wear leather.
Yeah. And the fact the other groups are watching as well.
Yeah. There was a really nice atmosphere on the
Yeah.
Kingdom. They're all
Yeah.
supporting each other.
oh, he's always sitting down to start, and I love
Claw
it.
work he does.
Yeah,
Ooh, I like the claws.
Yeah.
that's very cool camera angle, isn't it?
You've got him on a
Tied
lead.
together.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the fan chant is to bark, guys. Yeah.
Just sing whilst doing that.
It's the gloves, man. It's the gloves. Ladies, prepare your fans. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, they keep shitting me.
The fact that the collar's on his neck.
I love the hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
The camera point of view.
Oh, I feel it's his hair. The little tail.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the tail.
I want a body warmer like that.
Chan though, I cannot deal with him. The leash.
Whoa.
They're flying from all angles. He's feral, right? And I would follow him anywhere right now. Look at him. He's taking us into his lair.
Oh my god, I've got like Vikings vibes.
Is there room for some more, guys? We're on our way. And that was live, everyone.
I like the styling of.
Oh, look at you trying to say something of substance.
Simply, I'll start on the song. Not as impactful as some of the others, but I don't know whether that's because you're so engrossed in what they're doing.
Okay, so a
know what
lot's
I mean?
happening,
Yeah.
isn't it? There's so much going on.
Although I can imagine, like us going to club night tonight, that it would be quite a fun one in a crowd to be going, Wolfgang, you know.
Yeah.
And barking.
Yes, like a chant.
Finally, I'll
Yeah.
fit in.
When Lee said that, I was like, you'll do very well.
I bark when I get attacked. It's just a reflex.
It's a good reflex, I get it.
Anyone else have thoughts on the song?
It's just like brain empty.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything right now.
I do like the fact that there's moments of less production and music in the back, less composition. It's more on the vocals, like the singing bit. It kind of goes quiet, and you're almost like, you're like, oh, drawn into it. And then all of a sudden, with the Wolfgang, is more in your face. So I really liked that mix of like bringing you up and then bringing you back down again. It's quite a nice journey it takes you on.
It's
as
like
a song.
a lone wolf and then a pack of wolves. Like when the song changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chan being the leader, obviously.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I want to join the pack.
Yeah, I was ready to go with him. Like, don't worry.
But you notice how they were actually wolves by the end of it? They weren't wolves at the. Well, they kind of were at the beginning, but it's like they weren't.
Well,
Maybe they were all
yeah,
separate.
yeah,
yeah.
They hadn't found each other because they weren't in the fur until the end.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And that's when it was
And they were
almost
doing
like
their
they
parts
were.
separately.
Yeah, and then with all
Yeah.
the backup dancers as well, who were very, very good.
They did
dancers
amazing.
Oh,
and
they
everything.
were
Yeah.
phenomenal.
But they were in the fur at first, and then the guys were in the fantastic white black leather and whatnot. But it's like, it was kind of symbolic by the end, they were all in the fur, they were all part of that bigger gang.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of like a bit of the journey of them finding each other and becoming that
Yeah.
gang again.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just see Chan's body and it thought
Yeah.
was out the window. I'm like, they're just
I have
dancing.
seen this before, sorry,
Yeah.
caveat,
Yeah.
just so that's why I also knew
Yeah.
what was coming.
I loved some of the choreo where they were like jumping from things and getting thrown over things. It was just like very.
Well, they're very.
How were you?
Yeah, they were very primal when they were like climbing
Yeah.
onto each other. You
Yeah.
could tell they were the leaders of the pack of the rest of the wolves, which I thought was really cool.
And that's kind of dangerous to do that live.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful with that because you could easily fall and just slip off if you're jumping
Yeah.
on someone's back.
We don't land quite right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
because it was such like I say, a lot was happening. It was very busy. The cameramen had a lot of work to follow them around and stuff. So, but I think they did nail it. They massively nailed it.
Yeah, did a really good job. And I'm sorry, that is actually, although I've seen it before, that is the first time I've watched it again since Lena became a bias.
Yes.
And I appreciate the man with the dark hair. It's
Yeah.
very good, so it did hit differently for me.
I like that Stray Kids like leather trousers.
Yeah.
We all like that. Stray kids all around the world like that.
Should be their like mandatory uniform.
So shall we talk about the main moment?
No.
So when Changmin comes in.
I can't wait to watch that back because I literally felt her like fall in my lap almost. I was like holding her up.
I feel like I've done something really bad. I feel like I've been really naughty.
You weren't cheating on your husband. It's
It
fine,
felt
it's
like
fine.
that though.
He looks so good. Do you know what I love most? Other than the fact that you could see so much of his physique, which he's worked hard on, so we should appreciate that. Well done, Bang Chan. Well done. Was the way that he was like dirty.
He wasn't
Do
he?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
the confidence and the slight what do you said it's like gone rogue, but with the
Yeah.
gloves and that, but the slight, like you say, primal, savagery, alpha vibe that he was giving,
Yeah.
he was in character, it was really good, because again, we know like Bang Chan can be totally goofy, but
Yeah,
there he
yeah,
was
yeah,
owning it, that stage
Well,
presence.
it's funny you say that because when you ultimately get to watching the talkers, if you do end up doing them, there is Kingdom behind the scene talkers, and there is parts where it shows him like that behind stage for a long period of time, just walking around like that, while getting his dirt applied to him, his scars applied to him.
And he does his weights, doesn't he,
He
before
does his
going
weights.
on, yeah.
I added that in my guide actually, the bit where I talked about how muscular he was.
What? What a job to have.
Just
Go
look-
over to topless Bang Chan and apply dirt.
Yeah, make him look sweaty and oily. Yeah.
Brushes would ruin the aesthetic. I must do this by hand.
Yeah.
It's gonna look genuine.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gave me very much like fight or flight instinct, and he'd gone like full pelt into like fight, and he
Yeah.
was just like it's like adrenaline to the max is
Yeah.
what I got
He was
from
in
him.
character, like he
Yeah.
was in
He
it.
must
Yeah.
have been drained after though, I reckon.
But I agree, there is so amazing to see him like that as a performer, because like just one episode of Chan's Room and you see what a sweet,
Yeah.
softy,
Such an endearing
he is,
character.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad, like I can't, other than like so Min on his bit, I don't
when he was in the claws, like
Yeah.
I don't really remember anything else. Like I blacked
Han
out.
was sliding down this thing while singing. You're like, how?
Was
What
that
I
a little
really-
trampoline? I thought it was like a little.
It was like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
because he had to go onto it, but it had to be something soft that he could.
Yeah, I was just going to say what I really enjoyed about Kingdom is because they're in that same studio, everyone has the same space to perform
work
in, and
with.
basically it's like, here's your blank canvas, what you do with it is up to you.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so I
yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoyed that with every performance by all the groups on Kingdom, was how they used that space. So in that one, for example, when they were there and then at the back, you had Felix climb up like Pride Rock from Lion King, right? He climbed up, but then we went through that little cave entrance, and then it was at the back, and then he was back there. It gave you layers. So they're
And
just
then the
just
claw hand thing.
yeah,
that they
the
did.
camera, the
Yeah.
point of view, POV film.
Yeah.
It was really good how they used that space. I thought it was really smart. So yeah, it's enjoyable.
Just makes me so excited to see Kingdom.
I would love to see, and I'm sure there must be one somewhere because he does it all the time, Bang Chan's reaction to watching it.
He
Did you
does.
see it on Chan's
He
room?
gets really embarrassed.
I can imagine he does, that's why I want to see it.
He's hiding behind a pillow for all of it, and I'm like, this is the same man that's
doing that.
Yeah.
Because it is that like you're performing or like
In the moment, you're
modeling
focused on
something
that.
that you are so
Getting it right and all of that, yeah.
Well, Hyunjin, for example, has said that when he's on stage, he like becomes a different person to when he comes off stage. And I think they're all very similar to that. You got to be in the right headspace, haven't you, to perform and be in that character.
I can attest to that.
What do you think, Kat?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's going to be a catchy song. Like once you've heard it, without all the, because you're right, there's so much going on.
Yeah,
it's like
it's very
you
busy.
And I like to know the words, and there's no.
No, there's no subs on that one, sadly.
But like kind of see
Yeah,
it.
we
They
Yeah.
see what's going on. But like I say, when you hear it on headphones or like tonight, which they should play it at club night, it'll hit much differently because the song actually is really hype.
Yeah.
So
I am intrigued to hear, and you just naturally will get more of little details when you hear the produced track because the layering is usually more obvious.
Yes.
Whereas when you watch the live performance, it's the front vocals obviously that are coming through. So I am really intrigued to hear and to watch this produced track that we're going to watch next. And again, like you say, to see the difference of what it's like with Hyunjin in it. Because it is just to see the different team, the different.
It's strange to think that you kind of go, well, there's so many of them, and the performance was planned without him, so you wouldn't notice. But you do. There is like there's something.
Yeah,
You're watching each of them, you're like
someone
there's
missing.
something.
I feel like you could slot.
It was only about halfway when I was thinking something, and then I was like, oh yeah, Hyunjin's on here. That must be what it is that I'm.
Which is why he really makes an appearance on this one, and it feels complete now that he's on this next video.
That's
and it's
really sweet because they do the same with ATs during Kingdom. Mingy was on hiatus, and then when they did their song, The Real, and they did the MV with Mingy had a special part in it. And it was like a little nod to the fact that we're like, you're back, and it's celebrating. So that's really sweet.
It feels complete. Really does.
Okay, let's do the next one.
Cool.
So this was it for?
So obviously after that one they'd won Kingdom, blah 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 blah, but they decided to keep Wolfgang on the upcoming album. So when it was the comeback, they as you guys are probably aware, all groups have a comeback show where they perform so it was for Thunderous, and they decided to include Wolfgang on the comeback show so they could have Hyunjin in there.
And the same show is performing Thunderous.
Yes.
I think I would have died.
Yes.
God.
So and they did like The View and everything like so. I don't think you guys have done The View yet, but they did several songs.
I'm just always in more of that. As in Thunderous,
Yeah,
Wolfgang, more.
no. But we were all really surprised that they decided to do Wolfgang because we thought it was like Kingdom only sort of thing. But you'll see why it's so special because it's
Although
stunning.
I'm glad that they have done it because there's nothing I'll say more annoying like with Love Stay when you're like, so I have to go to SoundCloud to listen to it. It doesn't just come on my playlist because it's not on Spotify. You know?
Yeah. So I think you'll really enjoy it. And like I say, the whole I mean, it's the same set, same choreography, but it's just they've upped it. That's all I'm saying. It looks stunning.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Just that. Oh no.
And Hyunjin.
Maybe I need to actually sit down and I just peel off the side of the sofa.
No,
I got you. I got
She's
you.
fine.
I got you.
I will
Sorry, someone cling
say,
on to me.
I will.
not to ruin it for you, so you don't get your hopes up, but there isn't as much skin in this one. But
I feel like I am slightly rude because
Yes.
I don't want to just be that's everything.
But I prefer it because the outfits are a lot more classier, they're a lot more prints, like that sort of thing, which you'll see, which gives it a real much different feel than the one we've just watched. It's like a completely different song.
Well, I'd just like to say from experience, although that skin is enjoyable, sometimes we do say be careful what you wish for, because when you get it, you can't handle it. But also, you've all seen that what we actually get attacked by is just a bit of forehead, just a bit of shoulder, so it actually don't take that much skin anyway.
Yeah, that was too much skin. Chan, dude.
I did feel. Oof.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch that.
No, I can't. Just let it out, Jenny.
I see that they're complaining about the skin thing. Chris,
Complaining is not a word
if
we
you
are
want, if you
using.
don't want to put it out there, but you just DM me the pics. I will decide what's too much. I've got you.
Instantly he goes and blocks you.
Yeah.
No.
Chang being in this is something else. Yeah.
And you call him Changbin as well. So
Yes. This is not Binny. No way. This is Chang.
Or as I've now started referring to him, you may have noticed, is my Changbinny.
Yes, my Changbin. Yeah. No, this is Changbin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, please enjoy, guys. Enjoy.
Or are you trying to distract me from Heart?
You caught me.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
How long was he hanging there before they started? That's the thing.
I mean, their choreo is always amazing.
I love that I'll like kick the camera around.
Oh my god.
See his shoulder.
Yeah. He looks amazing.
Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, every summon. I love it.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
They are just like.
Look at him.
Oh, wow.
He looks amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, the ribbon.
oh, that high waist.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the cake.
Oh, now they're on the
Like
cake.
cake,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?
I love watching him.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. How did he jump so far?
Nice.
How does it break anything? It's crazy.
His back. And his bottoms.
I
Yeah.
was going to say move the camera back a bit.
Yeah.
I love that little slap to go into like the wolf den.
And Hyunjin sat right there with them.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Whoa!
Oh god.
Don't.
It's intense.
We call those the ending fairies, don't they? In the K-pop shows.
Wow.
There's a reason I didn't get a Han or a Changbin.
I know, I feel like I used the other stuff. I feel
Yeah.
cheated.
That one was better.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I felt like, as much as I understand the wolf things they wore.
Mm-hmm.
When they're dancing, it's harder to watch like the whole body movements with something so bulky
Mm-hmm.
on. Even though I like that the tails moving.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
really cute.
it was enjoyable for its more theatrical content,
Yeah.
but actually it didn't need to be so literal because the Wolfgang is the idea of
Yeah.
that pack mentality and that
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
each other's
yeah.
backs
Yeah.
and that. So
Mhm.
yeah, they still came across that messaging.
I like the capes.
Yeah.
Your capes get so sexy, guys. What
Yeah.
what is
So
that?
we've got capes, bow ties, eye patches, we've got
Oh
ponytails.
my
We've got a lot of things in capes
God,
that they
if
like.
you put them in a cape with a bow tie and like Hyunjin's hair.
I feel like Hyunjin came onto this one and was like, "You've already done this. This one's mine."
Yes, yeah.
Let
Because
me show you how it's done.
the one thing that happened a lot during Kingdom was Felix almost took the mantle for a lot of what
The
would
physical stuff.
what you'd expect, and this
Mm.
isn't based on who's better or not, what you'd expect probably Hyunjin to have done during Kingdom. So Felix did a lot of that parts, which is amazing because
The
he
jumping and
absolutely
that.
nailed it. Which is why in that second performance that we just watched, Hyunjin did a lot of the bits that Felix originally did, which I think was really nice.
in the
'cause
group dance.
yeah, because it gave him
yeah.
like his moment, which is well deserved, I think, you know, after he missed out on everything.
Yeah.
But it was nice to have been able to see, you know, two members equally absolutely smash it.
Yeah.
So it was really good, really good.
I got like the goblin. You remember what's the one who's got the red hair? Like, I got Hyunjin slight goblin-y vibes. It's that feral
Yeah.
energy that he had at the beginning there.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
similar to when he was like that goblin vibe
He had
with the
that
red
gorgeous
hair.
ribbon in his hair. Oh, stunning. He looked great.
Wow.
And do you think the song sounded a little bit cleaner the second time?
Yeah, well, the production you can hear it more.
Everything was a lot cleaner, a lot sharper, I think, on that second time.
Picked up
So,
on
yeah.
a few different bits as we were listening to
Mhm.
Growls.
things.
The growls, lots
Yeah.
of growling.
I like the
yeah.
growls.
Growls and barking, yeah. It was great.
There's a moment where Changbin kind of went like that on his top, and I was like, "He's gonna rip it! Come rip it!" He didn't.
No. One day we'll get that from Changbin.
Yeah.
One day.
It's definitely a song like you put on in the car and your car will suddenly feel like a truck and you'll be like moving out of the way going, Wolfgang!
It's almost like you would take on that kind of slightly feral energy of that we're in a gang and we know what we're talking about, and it doesn't matter if nobody else gets us because we get each other. It's kind of that thing. So if you were to play that loud like in the car, like
Yeah.
you're like, get out of the way,
Yeah.
bitches!
I know, you know, he knows.
Which is lovely for them to have that, like, it really solidifies them as a unit.
Yeah.
And they, I guess, really easily could have not included Hyunjin as much, but it's lovely that they
Yeah.
care and love each other that much to be like, let's make you. Let's
They,
give you back
they
what you
easily
missed.
could come out of Kingdom and gone, "Oh well, we won't do that one again because Hyunjin wasn't in it."
Or just stick him in the back, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's not do any of it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they, when they did it, they must have already had some idea of what they would have had him do, like you said, Alex. So
They knew where he was going to slot in
Yeah.
yeah.
when the time was right.
And what a lovely idea that even all through that, they were all knowing he'd be back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe they didn't know, but that's what they were hoping for. So
And do you know if that was like a fan favourite? If the Stays were asking for that song to become like a legit produced track afterwards, or did they just do that because they wanted to?
I think it was just because they wanted to, but I think what happened was, so before they did the live performance of Wolfgang, because they did it with all of them, because I heard 8 teasers before, they released the song before they did the live performance.
Yeah,
And-
because people had to vote on it.
Yes, correct, and I think it blew up a lot more than they expected it to, which is why they decided to include it on the album, which is why it was obviously in the comeback show.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't on the album, I don't think they would have done that second performance, but
Yeah.
they liked it that much, I think, that they wanted to include it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so because I was just thinking it's nice if they, also did it for themselves and for Hyunjin, but also because they were responding to fans. They were like,
Yeah.
oh, they like it so much, let's include
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised that just came from a reality show.
Well,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
There we go. So many people underestimate the quality of talent and the amount, the effort they just go in on these shows. I'm
Yes, they do.
addicted
Yeah.
to these
Yeah.
Korean
Yeah.
idol shows and the audition process and everything. It's
They
brutal.
don't take things by heart.
And so
at
the
all.
talent that it takes to get through, and
They
the amount of idols, solo artists and groups that I've seen from and that I follow now from those audition shows, I love it.
But do you think that comes from the Korean culture of everything you do 100% to your ability. You know.
Yes, their work ethic is
So-
crazy, but also their industry is so competitive. They
Yes.
have to work
Yeah.
their arse off to be able to meet that standard.
I will look forward to listening to it and maybe like at some point doing a lyric video to actually work out
Yeah.
what it's actually all
I
about.
look forward to seeing Stray Kids live.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm on my knees, guys.
Well, hey, there's getting more of us now. We're getting together. We've got power and collective. Let's make
Yeah.
a petition.
Yeah. Chan.
We are
Strength
our
in
own
numbers.
Wolfgang.
Yeah.
Wanting
Yes.
them to come.
Yeah. Chan, we know you're watching.
We're wolves that drink tea. Wolves that drink tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're T-Wolves.
Okay, so that was our reaction to both performances of Wolfgang. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.